All right, guys, we're out here today at Classic Chevrolet with Hagen Durant. He's the general manager of Classic Chev, and we're just going to do a walk and talk. What's going on, buddy? We're just going to do a little interview about what's making them so successful. They're the largest Chevy volume dealership in the U.S., right?
Yes, sir.
So we're just going to do a walk and talk about what makes them so successful. So, Hagen, obviously the most successful Chevy dealership in the U.S., really. What's the key to your success? Is it your employees? Is it cars? Is it customers?
It really comes down to vision and employees and customers and their ability to come back. Not living in the moment to make that sale. Not trying to maintain a gross profit per deal. Just taking care of your people so they come back to you, and then you build a business that people want to come back to. People care about. They're sending their grandchildren eventually to the same dealership. We started this a long time ago back in Granbury, Texas, where you did business with your doctor, the mayor, the pharmacist, and you knew everybody. It's a small town. You know everybody in the town. And it was easy to be on a personal level with everybody. But when you get in the city and you get in the metroplex, it's kind of hard to maintain that whole country aspect of being personal and being real, being laid back, relaxed, and having a relationship with the person you're working with.
It's hard to know your customer when you got this many customers. So how do you guys maintain that? How do you guys, I mean, obviously if the customer builds a relationship with the salesperson, they're going to come back to that salesperson hopefully. So how does that salesperson, do you guys just have great customer relations management systems? Do you guys, your salespeople, it just comes down to them?
We've never had a customer relations management system. We've just had a technique, and you know, you can go to a lot of car dealerships and you can see the salesman going, I don't know about that, let me ask my manager, I'm going to go and check and see. And then they're in the office high-fiving about what kind of gross profit they got on the deal. Coming back to the customer, your lucky day, I got you $250 off. You know, when they're really talking about, you know, taking a little bit off the gross of the vehicle, you know, we don't require a salesman to go to the sales manager unless they're actually about to lose money on the vehicle. And even then, it's not always a bad idea to pass up an opportunity to help somebody else's life out. But we're willing to do that. We've done that for a lot of people, and that's one of the things that keeps us running like we do, because we're able to make good judgment.
So the sticker price on your cars, are they MSRP? Are they inflated? Do you guys sell it for what it says online it's going to be?
Those cars are sent from the factory, those stickers are sent from the factory, and I mean, they say what they say, but you don't sell a car for that price unless it's a rare car. Then you sell it at sticker, but you don't ever go over sticker. And many dealers will. They'll start inflating the price because it's a rare.
Like the CR1 over here.
Yeah, you'll see dealers pump $20,000, $15,000 into the vehicle just to get it off. And it's sad.
It is. So, do your salesmen know used and new cars, or is it separated?
Well, we've got multiple departments. I mean, all the way down there is fleet. These guys specialize in trucks, but they sell it all. And this is the main showroom, and then the internet building over there also is called the car department, but none of it really matters. Used cars is across the street. They specialize in doing pre-owned, and they really love what they do. So, it just depends on where the salesman's interests lie. You know, I'm not going to make somebody do something I don't think that they want to. Because if they don't want to, how are they going to do good at it?
Right. So, you know, Thursday I wrote a blog post about, an experience I had at Chevy dealership in Minneapolis. And I went there and they were selling a Mazda Speed 6, and the guy had no idea about the car, and he straight up ended up lying to me, to an extent. He pulled out the, what can I do to make this happen today? Let me go talk to my manager about that, and what's wrong with the car? You know, this car's got a lot of interest all of a sudden, you know, within the last half an hour while you've been here.
I think you might have been a little too jaded to realize that this is the second biggest purchase on average of most people, you know? I mean,
you're facing being first?
Huh?
House is being
the house is being first, you know, unless you're a business entrepreneur and you're, you know, maybe then it's a third. But in reality, you're facing a monthly payment for, you know, an average of 60 to 72 months that you're going to be stuck with, and you've got to be able to, you know, see that far. You're going to be able to maintain that. It's not a decision you want to make just to, I guess, satisfy somebody that's trying to sell you something. And you got to realize that as a salesperson. Put yourself in the person's shoes and believe that. If they want the car, they're going to come and get it. And you're going to be there to help.
So your salespeople, do you have a lot of young salespeople, old salespeople, kind of middle-aged? What's the story behind that?
I like to keep a big mix. I mean, everybody's got their own niche with a certain type of personality or a demographic of people, which us domestic brands share a wide variety, you know, where it's not very niche. But I like having young guns in the building as well. I like them to be able to, you know, talk to that person who's buying their first car, and maybe they came with their parents or maybe they're on their own, but they can relate. And then we've got old guys that have been around for 20 years. Our rotation is the lowest in the whole area. Now, I don't know about national, I've never really studied those numbers, but I did look at our 2009 numbers. And you would imagine I've lost a lot of people in 2009, and I did. But I maintained more than 75% of my sales force for the entire year. And that's something I can be really proud of. Most of those people have been with us for multiple years, up to 20. And I'm really blessed to have them.
So you started here, I think you started washing cars here when you were younger, right? And you just kind of moved up?
I did that in the Granbury store.
Okay.
I did that when I was 10. I worked in Make Ready. I did parts picking. And I mean, those were the fun days. Washing cars was good. Being a service driver, dealer trades were great. Whenever I got my driver's license, I got to drive to other dealerships, and they paid me to drive. I couldn't believe it. College happened, and then I came back and learned how to sell cars, and that was fun all over again. And got to do that for about 2 years. Moved on to finance, which I hated. I couldn't stand doing finance, but I have true respect for the people that can do it really well. And then started working miscellaneously around the dealership, just taking it all in. You know, an onion has a lot of layers to it, and the dealership's really complex, but you can peel back each layer one at a time, and eventually dive into something, find something that you can work on to make yourself better. Kind of like Corvette test drives that we were talking about today.
That's another topic. So, if you would have to say, do you think that your experience starting, you know, washing cars and pretty much working your way up, you've done pretty much everything at this dealership, as far as on most roles?
I've never worked on cars, and I've never run up ROs for people. That's where I missed it.
Other than that, do you think that experience helped make you a better general manager? Do you think that a general manager should have that kind of experience?
You should actually, you know, be in it before you're above it. You know, you really got to understand what the people are going through in the positions before you can try to relate and then put in a procedure that you're going to put them through. So, yes, I do.
All right, so we're getting along, so I'll do one more question. You guys have everything from a Chevy Aveo to an HHR, Equinoxes, to Corvette ZR1. So you're ranging in prices from $120,000 down to, I don't know if this thing's ready for anymore.
13.
Yeah, 13,000. How do you deal with a customer that, you know, I come in for an Aveo or I'm coming in for a Corvette ZR1? How do you guys relate to that? Because that's a wide breadth of customers.
They're going to tell you what they want, and you're there to be conducive towards them getting what they want. And that's really all it is. Don't get in their way, allow them to make their own decisions, and you can help them find the perfect car. And if they want to drive it off the lot, they're going to.
So it comes down to listening.
Yeah.
Communication. Open engagement.
Yeah.
Thanks for taking the time.
Hey, thank you, Joel.
Clark Chevrolet, out with Hagen Durant, talking about cars.